I stopped uploading my transcripts into Claude, asking it to summarize them or even give me some outcomes. It doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work are many. But first of all, it cannot merge the previous conversation very well. So even if I upload in the same chat with Claude, multiple conversations with the same client, it cannot understand very well what was the different topics we discussed about, which are the problems, my solutions, the impacts, important things about their business. Even worse, it cannot understand how the problem they mentioned has significant impact to their business. So I couldn't perform a question like, what is the problem I have to solve first to help them make progress immediately? And when I say immediately, right after my meeting. And this is a very big problem for me. Also, another problem we have in this workflow is that the more transcripts we upload in the same chat, the chat doesn't understand the time differences of those conversations. So it cannot track how the things have been changed during the time. Also, topics with many repeatings during the time in multiple conversations have graded weight, which means that the more I'm talking about the topic, AI sees that this topic is the main one, ignoring all the other topics. And this is a major problem. So I cannot trust this conversation because it ignores those problems that mentioned only once, but may have significant impact to my client business. So I had the need to build a database that can store all of this information without forgetting anything and without avoiding anything from the import. And it has to work like a human brain. So I needed actually a digital brain. In that brain, I had some specific requirements. First of all, I had to automatically upload my transcripts, so the entire workflow of input should be fully automated. Secondly, this brain shouldn't avoid any particular information for the client. And third, it had to track all of this information in terms of time status, changes, time tracking, so how the things have been changed during the time, and do not duplicate information. I didn't want to overwrite existing information also, but instead it had to enrich the existing information without creating duplicates. This is very hard thing to be achieved. And that's why it took me too much time to go and build a brain graph. Brain Graph started as a side project, as a service, and I wanted this service because I wanted my digital brain being available everywhere when I am away from my laptop. While I could store it locally on my laptop, I didn't want it. I wanted to be somewhere online so I can access it easily. And so I built it. So what we see here is my digital brain, and actually we see only 10% of it. The rest of 90% lives inside the graph database, which is the database for all of my information. And we see here that almost 3,000 of concepts have been recognized and more than 6,000 connections are stored. What is important? One thing you have to know about digital brains is that we need to know what is the relationship between different things. And those lines show exactly that thing. What is the relationship between two different things? For example, here we see those two dots are linked with each other, and this line explains to model what is this relationship about. And now the main question that comes to my mind is, okay, we automated the data input, we created the analysis format and template. Perfect, we have this nice outcome. How can we use it? I'm using it in many different ways during the time to help me run my business more efficiently. And here is my personal AI assistant. I run it inside Slack using Zapier. Let me show you exactly how it works. So here is the AI agent I created to help me find immediately information about what I'm looking for. I can trigger it from Slack. I'm going to show you in a minute the example. But when I give the tag inside my Slack, it immediately triggers this agent. And the agent is responsible to perform two queries into Brain Graph. The first one is the entity lookup. Entity lookup is responsible to query my digital brain about that particular topic came from the question. So for example, if I'm asking, give me the information you know about Zapier, the agent understands exactly that thing, and it understands to query my digital brain using the term Zapier. So it queries and it collects all of the information about Zapier, which means Zapier and all the first level of connections around the Zapier concept. Then it feeds this information into the search knowledge endpoint, and it says that, hey, I found these things, tell me now, what else do you know about Zapier? And here is the main question from the user. We have to answer it. So go and look everything about that topics, because I'm asking a particular specific, very specific or niche question about Zapier. So the search knowledge merges all of the around information and is responsible to recognize the particular neighborhood of information, which means recognize from the main group what is the subgroup of information we have to use, and use these outcomes and get into deeper investigation in my digital brain to find deeper information. And then it has more information for these topics, and it comes back into Zapier AI agent with all of the findings. Now, the Zapier agent is responsible to understand all of these topics, all of the findings, and send me back in Slack the message with his answer. This is exactly how it works. So let me run it here, for example. And if I say, ask my brain, this is the term I'm using to trigger the agent. What is the most recent project I've been working on? Spotify. I was working in a project for Spotify a few weeks ago, and all of the conversations with this engagement live inside my digital brain. So I'm asking now my digital brain to give me back a quick summary about the Spotify project. Now I have to wait for a couple of seconds because the agent is triggered. And let's go back here to see the activity. We see it is in progress. It is already triggered. Perfect. And we just have to wait. Now, the question is, how can you access the BrainGraph connection? You just need an account inside BrainGraph where you can upload up to 40 documents totally for free, which means you have enough space to build a digital brain for 1 month and recognize how valuable it can be for you. And if I come back, nice, here is the response. Based on your digital brain, your most recent project is the Spotify project. Here is what I found. Project overview. The Spotify project now has 4 distinct data collection mechanisms and includes a clear operational model. That was true, the thing I was working on. 2 complete workflow skill files, 2 skill files we're working with the client, and a validated schema. And the schema is about the Airtable part. Nice. Key components. We used make.com for the workflow in pulling Spotify followers. Recent activity here is the project was actively developed in March 2026. Nice, and all the other details. And I can give a follow-up question on this response to get immediate answer back from my digital brain. Again, I have to use the same trigger, ask my brain, so the agent will be able to run the queries into my digital brain and give me back the responses. That's it. So let me know in the comments, how do you try to build your own digital brain? Where do you struggle? And which are those gaps you find? I would recommend you to start using BrainGraph today. And even better, join me in weekly mastermind sessions and office hours where we work live together doing these kind of buildings. Let me know in the comments for any ideas in using your digital brain.